Hi guys, and welcome to the Morecambe vs Sunderland match preview. So, firstly, I do want to quickly apologise. It is very, very late, this review. This is right on the eve. I'm currently recording this at nearly 9:15 on the eve of the game. You know, I try and get it a bit earlier usually when I do a preview to a game, but I've just been so busy. I thought, now I've just got home now. I'll try and quickly get a preview done for you guys, something for you to watch before the game tomorrow. So, firstly, I won't be doing a live stream because I'm going to the game tomorrow. I'm going to try and get myself in the home end. I do have a ticket, but whether it'll all go to plan, we'll have to wait and see. You know, in my luck, it'll go tits up and I'll get chucked out within 10 minutes. But we'll see. So, yes, that's the plan tomorrow. But in terms of the game, it is absolutely massive. It's crucial. It is arguably, it is absolutely our biggest game of the season. Because if we lose this and other results and other matches go against us, we are out of the playoffs. So we absolutely have to win this game, otherwise the season ends tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? That's how big this game is. The season's done tomorrow. If we mess this one up, we cannot afford to let any mistakes get in our way now. But Morecambe, this is not going to be an easy test. Sorry, an easy game. You know, don't let the league table fool you. You know, regardless of where a team is, particularly in a team that is so desperate for points themselves, because they need to win to guarantee survival in the league. But Morecambe, you know, they're not entirely safe as of yet at all. So they need to win to guarantee safety. So it's massively important. And you know what it's like, you know, Sunderland have done it over the years where we might not have the squad or the players on paper, but we've avoided the drop in the Premier League a million times whilst, you know, picking up wins against the best teams in the league and stuff like that. You know, and that's what happens, you know, your adrenaline and the sort of desperation you get to stay in the league. You know, it's sometimes it can't be dealt with. So hopefully we can deal with them tomorrow. And I do believe that, you know, Morecambe, they do have their own strengths, particularly none other than Cole Stockton, who somehow he hasn't found his way into the League One team of the season. And the goal of the season as well, you know, that one he scored against Fleetwood from the halfway line, last minute, you know, it's a derby for them. You know, right in the last minute, it's a derby pretty much anyway, you know, on the spin on the halfway line, and he puts it in the back of the net. And it somehow doesn't make it. I don't know. I thought he was absolutely robbed. He didn't even make it in team of the season either. So I thought he was robbed. But he is such a dangerous player. You know, to get the goals he has done for Morecambe, you know, with no disrespect to them, you know, within their league position, for him to get the amount of goals he has done is just credit to himself. And, you know, a lot of people ask me, would I take him? I think if we stayed in League One next year, yes, I would take him. In the Championship, maybe not. But, you know, hopefully we're in the Championship, so we won't need to have that conversation. But for me, I don't know what it is. Cole Stockton, for me, he just screams over Will Grigg. You know, he would be a kind of Will Grigg signing where he's done class for Morecambe. He's bagged a load of goals in League One for Morecambe. But for us, I think it would go to shit. I have no explanation or reasoning behind that at all. But he just screams Will Grigg for me. It might be the hair, you know, when Will Grigg had long hair. I don't know. Either way to the game. So let's have a look at Morecambe's last few results. So last time out, they were away from home against MK Dons. They picked up a 2-0 defeat. Before that, a 1-0 draw. It's a good 1-0 draw as well against Pompey. Before that, they went to the Valley, and they did win by 3-2 against Charlton there. Before that, a 2-1 defeat away from home against Cambridge. And before that, it was a 2-1 win against Oxford at home. And before that, the previous home game before that, it's a 3-0 win against Burton. So at home, they look good. They look good at the moment at home. They haven't lost it. Well, the last home game they lost, it was earlier this month, but they're unbeaten at home for the last handful of games, at least the last 3 games. And that's including 2 really, really good wins against Oxford and Burton as well. So it isn't going to be an easy game. Like I say, form and all that kind of stuff goes out the window. You know, we're desperate for a win. That guarantees a playoff place. They're, you know, desperate for survival. So it's going to be a hell of a nervy game and a hell of a nervy day. It's been a hell of a nervy week. You know, I've had my stomach in knots all week. So nervous for this game. And it isn't going to be easy. But one thing for sure is what we know, and I say it all the time, against teams that sit back and just allow us possession, those are the teams that I find that we struggle against. I'm more nervous about because we do generally, or we have in the past, shown that we struggle to break teams down, and sometimes we lose sort of ideas, or at least we can't come up with any ideas to break down a team that are just sat and structured and they're really disciplined and sit back and let us have the ball all we want. But they're going to have to come out. They have to. You know, if they want to win the game, they're going to have to go all out. And if they do go all out, then that is when I'm at my most confident that we can win games, because that means that we're going to find space. There will be space in behind. And if we do work that space, I think we have more than enough in the tank to pick up a win. So it depends what Morecambe's going to turn up. Is it going to be that sitting back, discipline structure, or is it all going to be gung-ho, and go for it? And that's where I think we can get them. But we'll see anyway. But this will be, we'll get into my preferred starting 11 for this game. And of course, let me know in the comments down below who you would select for this game. So as you can see, I've gone for the 3 at the back because that's pretty much what we've seen in recent weeks. We have Patterson in goal, Doyle, Bart and Wright across the back, Evans and Embleton in the middle. I feel like Matete should be dropped. I think it was very, very poor against Rotherham. Embleton, a lot of people, they still seem to believe that Embleton is this sort of winger or number 10, when he hasn't played in that role for a very, very long time. He looks so much better in the centre. And I've said this over the last few sort of videos. He looks so much better in the centre. And you might say, yeah, but there's not enough sort of, strength or maybe sort of grit in the sort of the tackling department, the defensive department there, that bit of physicality in the middle. But you don't really need that with Embleton. He's so good at picking up the ball, even getting in the challenge himself. Embleton, he don't shy away from challenges. But every time he gets the ball, he's so unbelievably positive. He gets on it and he drags us up the pitch single-handedly. So for me, Embleton, he was so good before the game against Rotherham, and he got really unfairly and harshly dropped, in my opinion. Granted, I know that Rotherham, they're a very, very big physical side and they're difficult to deal with. That's probably why I went for Matete. But Matete, for me, had an absolute stinker. He was just losing the ball every 2 seconds. He couldn't keep hold of it at all. And he got bullied himself a little bit. So I just think you may as well get your most technically gifted players on the pitch. Whilst Morecambe, like I say, I think they're going to go all out for it. Get your most technically gifted players on the pitch to work their way around him. And that's my sort of philosophy for tomorrow's game. Got Roberts out on the left-hand side. You could argue Clark. But for me, I just think Clark he's getting these assists at the moment. Yeah, maybe bring him on later on in the game. But when he starts, he just does that same thing where he'll take this man, gets the byline, and then he wants to go back and do it again. And he eventually loses the ball, and he's one of the most frustrating players on earth. But he is picking up those assists every now and then, isn't he? But for me, Roberts, I think he offers that little bit more, and he cuts inside really well. He's a bit more dangerous. Pritchard as well. Yes, I know he's had a bit of a knock, and a lot of people have said, maybe save Broadhead or maybe save Pritchard for the playoffs, but we're not in the playoffs. We're not in it yet. It's not guaranteed. So I do kind of get the sort of thought process behind it, but to get us over the line, into the playoffs, you need to put your best players out. Do you know what I mean? So I don't buy into that. Save so and so for the playoffs or save so and so for this, because tomorrow could be our last game of the season. Do you know what I mean? So Pritchard, for me, if he's fit, he starts. I think his link-up play between the middle and the final third is absolutely second to none. He's phenomenal. Gooch on the right-hand side, who's been man of the match over the last couple of games for me. He's been so good. He gives you that physicality as well, tracking back, getting forward. He's been excellent. And you can see what Alex Neil has been telling Lyndon Gooch. And it really is as simple as every time you get an opportunity, put the ball in. Put the ball in the box. Because what we've seen for Gooch over the last few years is, he'll go through these spits and spurts of really good form where he's scoring goals and gets assists and what have you. But he'll do very similarly to Clark, where he needs to take on a man and either lose and become really predictable, or go back and try and take on a man again, and he just loses the ball and it slows the play down. But every time he gets an opportunity recently, he's putting the balls in, and they are quality crosses as well. So you can see what you're telling him to do, and you can't drop him in the minute. He's undroppable for me, Gooch, at the moment. And up top, of course, you've got Nathan Broadhead and Stewart. I think you've got that creativity of Pritchard in behind him, Roberts on the wing, Gooch on the wing, he's going to supply the crosses in. I think that lineup should get us over the line. And of course, I didn't really give Evans the credit I think he deserves. I've given Evans a lot of shit over the course of the season, and I'm not going to sit here and say sorry for it, because I think he was absolutely justified in my opinion. But he has been decent. He has been decent over the last few games. So yeah, I'm not going to just give someone shit for the sake of it. That just isn't what I'm about. But Evans has been good. If he's put the performance in, I'll give him the credit he deserves, and he has been all right. So, yeah, that is a lineup I would go with. But now for the predictions, and God, this could be the last predictions we do this season. You never know. Hopefully it isn't. I hope to God it isn't. But, like I say, I think that if Morecambe do sit back, I can see it somehow being a draw. If they sit back, I can see it being a draw. But I don't think they're going to. They have to come out. And I think if they do come out and they go all out and they go for it, it'll make it, one, not an interesting game, but two, it'll be nervy as hell, because they will threaten with the likes of Stockton on the pitch. He will always threaten. But if they do go all out, I think we will have more in the tank and enough in the tank to win this game, and we will get the goals. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 Sunderland win, and I'm going to go for a Ross Stewart double, get him into a bit of form, before the playoffs. That would be ideal. So that was it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below, not only your score prediction, but also your lineup as well. What lineup would you go with? Let me know in the comments down below. So wish me luck. Hopefully I do manage to watch the game tomorrow. Whether there'll be a match review, I'm not entirely sure because, like I say, it might not all go to plan. I might end up going to Morecambe and just told, no, you're not going into that thing. I do have a ticket, but you never know. But Morecambe have been very, very, they've been very strict with the rules and stuff, and they've been fishing out Sunderland fans and offering and giving them refunds, even though you don't know how the hell they know you're a Sunderland fan. But we'll see. They haven't emailed me yet, so I might be able to get myself in. Let's hope anyway. But yeah, so let me know all the stuff about score predictions and lineups in the comments down below, what you think. And if you have enjoyed, please hit the like button for me and subscribe if you are new. We've just recently hit 14,000 subscribers, which is absolutely mental. Absolutely mental. But can we now get our way towards 15,000? That's mental, that. That really is mental. But anyway, yeah, you take care and stay jamming.